Hello and welcome to more Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Last time, we set ourselves up to make our way through Rock Tunnel, and I promised that we would get a new team member this time. Hopefully. You may notice that my microphone sounds a bit different. That's because I'm proud to announce that today's episode is sponsored by my wife, who brought me a new microphone. Thank you, wife. I love you. Anyway, just like my wife who lights up my life, we get Clefairy to light up this cave. Perfect segue. I am good at those. Rock Tunnel has a couple new encounters, not for us, but in general. We get access to a few interesting choices, including Tangela, who we saw earlier. I believe Scyther is in here as well. Scyther is a Pokemon that we saw earlier in Mount Moon. We see Cubone here, who has been changed into a Luchador, the likes of which can rival Hawlucha. Unfortunately, we still don't have any good moves on Scourge. Oh yes, I should mention that in between the last episode and this one, I did go back to Celadon City and pick up the bicycle. I realized that I forgot to do that before. I believe we've already seen Slowpoke, so there's nothing much to see here, except I don't think I showcased that its ability is Rough Skin, so here we go. It's Rough Skin. We don't have any Ice-type moves or Dragon-type moves, so I will just have to rely on Brute Force to KO this Slowpoke. Although it's going to make that more difficult with Cosmic Power. Oh, it has Thunder Punch. Okay. Luckily, we do have Snad, who can come in and clutch out the KO. Our team isn't all that badly damaged from that fight, so I think I'll continue. We see some Rock Smash rocks that we can't smash until we get to the Sevi Islands. This guy draws pixel art of Pokemon. That's interesting. Who even does that? What a loser, am I right? Although, it's clear that this Slowpoke doesn't have any moves other than Thunder Punch, because our ground types are just getting by very easily. I believe here there is an item, a revive. This trainer is not a big fan of rocks or tunnels, which is definitely concerning if you're in Rock Tunnel. Unfortunately, we get confused and hurt ourselves, but Clefairy can muscle through it? Yes, okay. Thank goodness. Here we see Ivysaur returning, so I think our best answer to that is Snad with the 4x super effective Mud Shot. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. Pokemon cosplay is what this trainer is concerned with. Pretty fitting that he uses Charmeleon, who itself is in cosplay, and Cubone. Alright. Nimbus hangs on with a sliver of HP. I think I will continue to muscle through this cave instead of going back to heal. Okay, we get Voltorb, who has Arena Trap. If I wanted to farm money right now, maybe to potentially get a Porygon in the game corner, I would catch a Voltorb. Oh man, this person hates sand. And he has a Sand Setter. Man, when I wrote this dialogue, I was like, I was just on cloud 9. This guy's dialogue is unchanged from the base game because he just references a song, and I'm not going to change that. That's already fine as is. Alright, Tangela here, not the most threatening. It is grass ground, so it's not going to be able to hit Clefairy for much. Clefairy gets a level. That's pretty nice. Let's see. I think switch training Scourge up anymore would just lead to more chip damage on our party, so I will save that for later. Luckily we get some HP back on Clefairy here. That's pretty nice. We can get a level on Neuvillette here. Maybe. Yes, okay. Meowth coming in. Meowth is a fighting type as we've seen, so Clefairy is a good answer. And Pidgeotto, who I'm not sure if Neuvillette or Nimbus can get the one-shot, and I don't want them to be chipped down. Okay, Mud Slap is going to be annoying here, but if it is spamming Mud Slap, then we can go into Nimbus and Water Pulse. Alright, I think this is what held items or healing items are for, because I'm not going to use them in battle. I never do that. That just makes these already relatively easy games just trivial. Okay, so we can KO this Tangela here. Oh, Pin Missile. Okay, I'm not sure why I decided to go for Absorb instead of Pin Missile again, but here we see Scyther coming out. Actually, Neuvillette might not be the best choice, but let's see how the matchup goes. Okay, just focus energy. Okay, that's fine. Weepinbell, setting the sand. We do get a bit of chip there, but that's fine. Neuvillette takes the kill anyway. Very nice. Escape rope. That's fine, I think we already have one of those. In reality, this cave is this hiker's domain expansion, so we should be careful because he might have a guaranteed hit move on us. Weepinbell. Oh, that's his domain expansion, okay. Luckily, we are the superior Jujutsu sorcerers, and our domain expansion is stronger. Okay, so there's nothing here except for rocks that we can't smash. And even if we could smash, there's not much appeal in smashing rocks. If I was a better YouTuber, I would have come prepared for all these wild encounters and bought a repel or two. But I'm not. Alright, Meowth coming in here. Hopefully Nimbus can outspeed in one shot with Air Cutter. Alright. Great, and Pidgeotto. Hopefully we get Water Pulse. Alright, that's good. I believe the Rock Slide move tutor is here. I polished the floor in my home, but now it's way too slippery. Whenever I walk around, I accidentally do a sock slide, and it's like, wah! Total terror. Want me to teach your Pokemon move, by the way? Alright. Rock Slide. Yeah, none of our Pokemon can learn it. Not even Snad, who is a rock type, because the software that I use to change the Pokemon's movesets does not have an easy way of editing move tutor pools. But at the very least, to compensate, I did change the dialogue of all the move tutors that I could find. So they are funny. I think this is our first time seeing Sandslash, and this is a design that I'm very happy with. I think the pyramid on its back came out really well. Rock Ghost is not a precedented typing. There is no official Pokemon with the Rock Ghost typing. And so I think giving Sandslash that type is pretty fitting, because Sandslash does not get a lot of love normally. Alright, I think with that, we are approaching the last stretch of Rock Tunnel. And Snad is really carrying here. Oh, we see Dratini here. Dratini, I believe, is ground type in this game, so Neuvillette is a good match. It's Dragon Ground, actually. This guy seems to love Dragon types. My goal for Dratini was pretty interesting. I gave it the Own Tempo ability, which lets it spam Outrage without being susceptible to confusion. Oh no, I missed an item. So yeah, Lance, well, we'll get to Lance's team when it comes up, but yeah, I just wanted to give you that ability to spam the confusion move without confusion. I think only Lilligant has access to that combination of Own Tempo and Pedal Dance. And that kind of sucks because Lilligant's best set is usually just Quiver Dance and Giga Drain, not Pedal Dance. But I feel like +1 Dragon Dance, Dragonite, spamming Outrage, and then not being confused after would be very threatening. So you can do that in this game. I don't even think it's the most broken combination in the game. Wow, this person is really impressed by the fact that we have Pokemon. Alright, Raticate is Ice-type, and not threatening. Pikachu might Quick Attack here, but it's fine. Clefairy, and yeah, we just sweep her whole team. Clearly, she was impressed by our Pokemon because her own Pokemon are not very threatening. This severely misguided Picnicker came here looking for a wild Miraidon. I don't think she's gonna find it, but if she does, she better have a sandwich prepared. Okay, Gloom coming in. We know Gloom is a water type, so Mega Drain will do good damage here. We can try using Flash. It is super effective. It is an electric type move in this game. And Water Pulse gets the KO. Alright, I think that was the last trainer. Actually, the last trainer in the tunnel. There are still a few trainers in between here and Lavender Town, but I believe they can be skipped relatively easily. Although not before claiming this item, the Nanab Berry. Okay, I believe that person is a trainer, so I will attempt to skip him. Thankfully, we managed to get off a heal. Our team is fairly injured after that. Okay, so I know where we can get our next team member. It is to the west here. But there are a lot of trainers here, and I would like to reserve some experience for our next team member. So I'll attempt to train up Scourge in the meantime. And actually, now that I think about it, I would like to get our new team member on the team as soon as possible, so I will deposit the random Pidgey that we caught for Pokedex sake into the box. While we're on the subject of the PC, I should point out that the sprites that each Pokemon has in battle and the sprite that they have in the menu are completely different, and they both need to be adjusted. So if you ever find yourself making a ROM hack of your own, you will need to account for both of those sprites every time you change the design. And while editing the sprite in battle, the sprites that we're seeing now, is fine and dandy, the sprites in the menu and in the PC box are far more limiting. Here we see Execute, who is my channel mascot. Yeah, you only have access to so many colors when you're doing the menu sprites. I think it's more restrictive due to the technical limitations in the game. Yeah, the GBA only has access to so many colors that it can display at once. And each of these sprites that you see in battle is 64 by 64, and you can only use 16 colors, including transparency. So you really only get access to 15 colors per sprite. I think this is our first glimpse of what Starmie looks like, since Misty didn't have one. Looks very spiky, very dangerous. You know, you wouldn't want to step on one when you're going swimming at the beach. We got poisoned here, but that's okay. We are relatively close to where we need to go. Okay, underground path. Alright, there's nothing else standing in between us and our next Pokemon, other than this annoying poison effect. So I'll heal up quickly in Celadon City. And hopefully we can get our next encounter very soon. It is in this patch of grass on Route 7. Normally, very unassuming patch of grass. Not much here most of the time, but hopefully we can... Yes! Okay! We get our beloved Ghastly that I expressed I really wanted earlier on when we were at Nugget Bridge. So hopefully we can catch it in one ball, and then it'll be like a sign that the universe approves of adding this Ghastly to our team. Alright, excellent. On a foggy day, it is nigh impossible to detect a Ghastly's presence. However, it can still detect you. Give a nickname to the captured Ghastly. Yes. Admittedly, I haven't thought too much about what's nickname our Ghastly. I think I will go for... Cold Front. Just a reference to weather phenomena. Let's see. Lax-natured Clown9 is fine. I mean, that's gonna negate the effects of weather. So let me check whether or not it'll evolve to get Drizzle, because I think Gengar has access to two abilities, either Drizzle or Cloud9, and we really want Drizzle. So I will be right back. Alright. Thankfully we're in the clear. Ghastly and Haunter will have Cloud9, but Gengar will indeed have Drizzle. So that's very nice. I'm glad that I avoid making ability coin flips like Growlithe's infamous Flash Fire Intimidate, where you just have to hope to get lucky with the ability. But yeah, as you can see, it is pure flying, but it gets access to some nice moves, like Twister and Icy Wind will be good coverage. We have neither Dragon nor Ice on our team. Before I end the episode, I would like to go back to... Oh, wait, I forgot. We can't access Saffron City until we get the tea. I'd like to... Oh, I also forgot about this hidden item. I was so excited about getting Ghastly that I missed the berry. I'd like to end the episode in Lavender Town, because I believe that's where the move relearner is. Not the move relearner. The name raider. And we can finally give Clefairy the nickname that she deserves. I forgot which house he's in. Okay, he's in this one. I will nickname Clefairy. I'll just go with the design inspiration. Which is Junimo. Okay, so we have our Junimo. Hopefully she'll harvest some crops for us in between now and the next episode. But for now, thank you for watching, and goodbye.